Yeah, I was really depressed about my bracket, but now I think I'm more depressed about your bracket because I have Houston and Marcus Sasser shot out the second half yesterday for Houston, which makes me nervous.
Yep.
But Xavier, that did not look like a team that is destined to go all the way.
No. That was close.
Sometimes you have to look at history. You can overcome an early loss like that and turn it around.
Well, not a loss, but an early close one.
An early close game. And also Alabama, with Brandon Miller maybe being hurt too, I don't feel great about them. I have them going far as well.
Yep.
It's just this whole tournament, and based on yesterday watching Princeton, Arizona, watching even last night Houston against Northern Kentucky, whoever that is.
Yeah, you were like surprised. Northern Kentucky looked like a Power 5 team.
To me, and maybe I say this every year, but all the lower seeds or the underdogs look just as good as the favorites. There does not seem to be a big separation between mid-major and major right now.
No, I mean, Kennesaw State, they looked massive. They gave Xavier all they could handle. Right now we got Baylor and UC Santa Barbara, obviously a big Jim Rome favorite. They are under 10 minutes left to go, and Baylor holding a 7-point lead. We'll keep you updated on all that stuff, but yes.
If you could have a mulligan already, I know we're only a few hours in, but I know that there's no way you can have a sense. Would you redo your bracket altogether? Because I would.
Yes, I definitely would. Xavier did not look good. No. No,
it's funny.
But they're in the same region as Houston in the Midwest, so maybe, both teams look a little shaky.
But one thing that is good, if you have Arizona going far, if you look at that bracket, they lost to Princeton last night, but it's one of those brackets nobody's going to get. Nobody has Missouri in the Final Four. Nobody has, I don't even know if they won. Just saying, generally, they did. Nobody is going to get that bracket right. So you're not dead, even if you think you are right now. Don't you agree with that?
I agree. There's still a long way to go.
Yeah.
Even if you had Arizona, it's going to be tougher now. Let's hear a little bit of how that sounded yesterday. Right after we got off the air, 15-seeded Princeton takes down 2nd-seeded Arizona.
The horn is going to sound. The Princeton Magic is alive and well. The Princeton Tigers upset Arizona. 15 over a 2. 59-55 is the final score. The Tigers will advance to the second round.
Thank you to the Westwood One NCAA radio network for that and for all the sound you're going to hear today from the tournament. But I know, another team from New Jersey, another 15 seed.
Yeah, but Princeton,
St. Peter's last year?
They're playing right to type. Their shorts look like they're right out of 1985. They're way too small.
Yeah.
They athletically, they don't look like they match up. They're not big, and they just play the sound offense. It reminds me of Pete Carrill back in the day.
I know.
And if I'm sitting there, I'm watching yesterday. I said, Arizona, you cannot fall for this Princeton crap right now. I mean,
crap.
Listen, when I lit up,
hell of a way to describe it.
When I lit up Princeton JV back in the 90s, you think we would see that backdoor cut coming from a mile away? But that's this tournament. Is there going to be a 15-2 upset every year now? We had, as you mentioned, St. Peter's earlier.
Yep, last year.
I'm angry.
Why?
I want to rip up my
Wait,
bracket.
but hold on.
I just don't like any of this.
So you want just all the blue bloods to just go straight into the Sweet 16 or Elite 8? That's no fun.
I want my blue bloods. I don't care about. I'm not one of those guys who roots for Cinderellas. I want to be proven right. Although I do feel good about one. As I fully confessed on yesterday's show, former Villanova coach Steve Lappis's advice to go Duke. I took it,
Duke
and they looked amazing.
Duke is still a blue blood, even if they're a 5th seed. It's Duke, for goodness sake.
I have this little underdog out of Durham, North Carolina, going very far.
Never heard of them.
And I have University of Houston as my other team. They're a bit of an underdog, even though they're a number 1 seed.
Number 1 seed.
They're University of Houston. They're not North Carolina.
It doesn't count, Perloff. You got a Cinderella's got to be at least 12 or higher, right? From the 12th seed on up to 16.
Yeah, I guess you're right. One thing again, we mentioned earlier, Northern Kentucky. How come Northern Kentucky's front line is 6'9", 6'10", and 7 feet tall? They looked like they could compete in the Western Conference right now. I don't get it. Very, very upset. But this has been a lot of fun, a great start to the tournament. I enjoyed watching you sweat Xavier. I have Xavier going to the 8. You're trying to play it cool.
Well, this is what's funny because, I'm not going to pretend that I'm like, know everything about Xavier's depth chart or whatever. It's like, go number 2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like, you told me to watch out for number 2.
Go 0.
Like you're an assistant coach.
I know.
And there was a kind of obvious loose ball foul with 2 seconds left. You're like, that's not a foul.
Listen, Gene Steratore, guest on this show.
Yeah.
Very popular in the chat, youtube.com/CBS Sports Radio. Gene Steratore, who's doing the rules official, right, for CBS. does it for the NFL, is now working the NCAA tournament. He said that was not a foul. He would not have called it.
Oh,
classic Gene.
You were, classic Gene. You were less biased about the Edwin Diaz Mets injury than you were about that foul. He could have basically taken a full swing and punched him in the stomach. You'd be like, that was nothing.
Come on, it's Xavier basketball. That's just how they play.
That's how Xavier rolls.
Yeah, 855-212-4CBS, 855-212-4227, taking calls on the NCAA tournament today. We'll keep you updated on all the latest. Again, if you'd like to listen to us across the country on CBS Sports Radio, that's awesome. You can also watch us, youtube.com/CBS Sports Radio, where Two-Ton Tony has alerted me that I look like the Incredible Hulk today because I'm wearing green.
We're both wearing green. I think that's Kelly green. You have the right green. I have sort of an olive green, which is doing nothing.
I know. I wore that color last year, and I believe I was told that doesn't count.
Yeah, sorry.
So tables are turned, Perloff. Boo hiss.
I don't know. There's a lot going on today. It being a Friday, St. Patrick's Day, the tournament. I had trouble focusing.
All right, so you got near green. You got green, just not the right shade.
Yes.
No excuses. Come on. Stu and I came up with the right green. Stu's wearing his Notre Dame Fighting Irish shirt.
It's the only green shirt I own, to be honest with you.
And the women's Irish team is in the tournament, so there you go.
Yeah.
The men, no dice.
No. Stu, how's your bracket doing?
Not very well. Of the 16 games yesterday, I got 5 correct, so we're off to a good start.
There you go.
I still have my Final Four at least, but other than that, it's not looking too great.
You're going to be fine.
I mean, if you tried to get 11 wrong, that would be hard.
Yeah, very. That's what I thought, too.
Well done, Stu. We're all counting on you.